What if I told you Barack Obama, known around the world, a symbol of a multiracial America, may also carry the blood of Native America, that his mother, Stanley Ann Dunham, has a lineage reaching not only to colonial frontiers and African ancestry, but possibly to the displaced native tribes whose lands were stolen long ago. Barack Obama's mother, Stanley Ann Dunham, was born 1942 in Wichita, Kansas. Her parents were Madeline Lee Payne and Stanley Armour Dunham. Her ancestry is largely European English, some Scottish, Welsh, German. One verified find: genealogists have traced part of Obama's maternal ancestry back to John Punch, or the Bunch family, an African man in colonial Virginia, forcibly made enslaved for life, possibly the first documented case in Virginia. There is no confirmed tribal membership or recognized legal documentation that shows Ann Dunham being enrolled in or recognized by any Native American tribe, Cherokee, or otherwise. Within family stories, there are claims that the Payne-McCurry line may have had some Cherokee ancestry. Some relatives have spoken of Cherokee heritage, but these are oral histories, which are valuable, but not equivalent to legal or tribal proof. Rumors often stem from the fact that many white families in the frontier intermarried with Native people, or adopted Native children, or assimilated into white identity to avoid discrimination. So, the possibility exists, but the records are inconsistent or missing. Census records historically misclassified many people. People of mixed heritage sometimes were forced or chose to mark white to avoid racist consequences. Native names and identity could be erased. Therefore, absence of evidence is not always evidence of absence, but nor does presence of a family rumor equal proof. The Cherokee Nation, Choctaw Creek, and other southeastern tribes originally lived in what is now Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi. During the 1830s, forced removal, known as the Trail of Tears, displaced many to Indian Territory, present-day Oklahoma, in Kentucky, Tennessee, and neighboring states. Many Cherokee and Creek people passed through or were removed from those areas. Families that stayed sometimes hid or tried to live quietly, sometimes intermarried or assimilated. In 2017, U.S. courts affirmed that freedmen descendants have rights to citizenship. The Wallace Rolls of Cherokee Freedmen, 1890 to 1896, are records compiled by U.S. Indian Affairs to list freedmen, people formerly enslaved by Cherokee, and their descendants. These are well documented. If Obama's maternal lineage had clear ties to someone on those rolls, or similar rolls, that could support a claim, but no credible genealogy has shown that an immediate Dunham or Payne ancestor was listed on those rolls or similar native tribe membership rolls. Many records were lost in the frontier, burned, or never kept carefully. Native identity was sometimes dangerous. People hid it. Laws discouraged or punished Native identity. Being white could offer advantages. Many mixed heritage individuals dropped their Native self-identification across generations. Genealogists like those cited by the Guardian research, the John Punch Ancestry, which shows solid African colonial roots for Obama's mother. However, major academic historians and family lineage scholars have not found verified evidence of Cherokee or other Native lineage via the Dunham-Payne line published in peer-reviewed work or tribal legal documentation. Some family researchers believe that the oral tradition could be true, but caution, it remains unconfirmed, and so far, no legal or tribal record has affirmed the claim. If Obama does have Native ancestry, that would connect him personally to the story of removal, broken treaties, and Indigenous resilience. It would also highlight how interwoven America's racial history is: African, Native, European. Symbolically, it underlines how identity is layered, and how many Americans carry mixed, hidden ancestries. But identity isn't just about blood, it's also about cultural recognition, tribal acceptance, legal acknowledgement, and self-identification. Because claims of Native ancestry are often used for identity politics, for social capital, or for claiming moral belonging. Because, in many cases, Native ancestry claims have been misused or exaggerated, leading to Cherokee, princess myths, etc., which harm real Native peoples and obscure their suffering. Because trust in history depends on telling what is known, what is uncertain, and what remains to be discovered.